So I'm going to just provide you with an overview of kind of the vision and objectives of the plan. I'm not going to do the presentation I'm going to give the public tonight because it's a scripted presentation, and I thought I would just hit the highlights for you. You might ask why on a road project is there a significant urban design and landscape master plan, and in my career I've been waiting 30 years to work on a project like this. I said right at the outset I was happy to accommodate their role in my park, and that's how I see it. So the plan is very robust when it comes to the whole integration of this roadway through the community. It comprises of 120 hectares or 300 acres of parkland or open space, and that open space is all designed from an ecological design perspective to create natural habitat. And there's 20 kilometers of trail, and this trail system is vehicle free, and those are the very high level, the key attributes. This is the plan, and you can see from the plan that there is a very significant natural area surrounding the parkway, and it's our intention to really improve the connections between the existing parks, the existing natural areas, and the community across this parkway. And the objective of our plan is really to reestablish kind of the ecological landscape, but also improve the neighborhood and community connections. This is you can see from the plan, this is a Carolinian Canada landscape. It's quite important, and the community has said to us on many occasions that they're quite interested in making sure that the corridor is in fact a contributing piece of infrastructure. I'll point out what the main elements of the plan are. There are 3 gateways. On the west end, this is a LaBelle Street gateway, and on the east end as you come in from the 401, there are 11 tunnel tops, and these are essentially land bridges where there's parkland that spans across the parkway. And then there are a series of 6 stormwater management ponds. They're identified, sometimes they're integrated into the gateway areas, and there are a series of other landscape features. In each case, the tunnel tops are designed to either provide pedestrian connection, that is, you can cross the tunnel top either by walking, by cycling, and other locations the tunnel tops facilitate the crossing of the east-west road, so that connectivity is always there. We have, of course, as landscape architects, we like to theme things and to raise the urban design quality, and the reason we're here today is that MTO made a commitment to the stakeholders that we would present the master plan, and then we would come back and work with the community with regard to the more detailed drawings so that we could obtain, frankly, input into the design. The themes we're working with for the gateways are certainly, this is an important arrival location for many. Sometimes it's where one departs. We're looking at conveying kind of the Carolinian landscapes, but also the landscapes in the region, and really to talk about Windsor and Essex County, the cultural heritage that's here. So we're looking at how to interpret those. This is an animation of, this is actually a flyover, we'll show you this later, but it's an illustration of what the gateway looks like. The corridor, the 401 is in the middle, and this is the connection through to the EC right-of-way. This is the West Gateway, and you can see the ecological restoration on the right of the screen, stormwater management ponds on the left of the screen, and part of the urban design facilities that will be part of it. And this gateway, we're really describing arrival. It's about 1 kilometer long. You may be able to drive through it really quickly if the plaza is not jammed, or you may be experiencing this gateway for quite some time if there are any interruptions in the traffic flow. So this is an important effort for us because we are designing these landscapes consistent with Carolinian Canada and ecological principles, And we're also addressing issues such as stormwater management and other features. The second gateway that I described is the one on LaBelle Street. And in this instance, we're looking at a tunnel top that's really about connecting the east and west sides of the parkway. And so this one really talks about the settlement patterns in the area. It's the unique kind of French lotting, which is a very long linear lotting. We're looking at other influences in the area, including First Nations, and we're looking at how to interpret those influences in the landscape, recognizing that the second tunnel is a land bridge. So you can see in this illustration, the highway, the 401 is going underneath, Highway 3 is at the edges, and this is the piece that connects the east and west sides of the community at the LaBelle intersection. And it's quite a complicated arrangement, but all of these plants are native plants. There's gathering areas that are available for rest, and you can see the trail system through here, and all of the trail bridges that have been provided to ensure that the trail users, in fact, won't be crossing any vehicular traffic. The third gateway, which is at the far east side, we've sort of described as being about flow. It's the flow of traffic, and it's very similar to the kind of the concept of the flow of water. There's kind of a parallel there. So this is a location where we need to have very efficient transportation movement, but there's also the possibility to have that interrupted. Obviously, there's a roundabout, there's intersections, and the notion that there are these breaks in the flow of traffic and the flow of water, and this landscape very much is a kind of a discussion of it's something that's viewed entirely from the 401 or from the road system, and it is about punctuating the arrival into the parkway, and about really making sure that the kind of experience that you have through the parkway is one that is both memorable and again contributes to the ecological aspects of the project. As I mentioned, of the 300 acres, well over half has been designed as to support the local ecology. The other is our roadside landscapes and our landscapes that are more green space and recreationally oriented. But this plan is very much about ecological protection, so there are zones where there will be no impact. We'll stay right out of them. There are other zones that have been identified where habitat will be improved through augmenting the species that are there, and then there'll be other locations where habitats will be restored and recreated because there will be some impact from the construction. There is a whole range of landscape types that are part of the ecology of the area, and there are also some locations where there are very sensitive landscapes, and where those sensitive landscapes are at all disturbed, they'll be replaced in a like-for-like approach. So if there is a part of a prairie landscape that's disturbed, we'll be replacing that prairie landscape somewhere else in the scheme, and that's why, in fact, the corridor is as wide as it is in order to make sure that the ecological components of the corridor are maintained.